Hello guys, if you're here for the first time, my name is Lynn Stitches and I'm going to be sharing with you on how to draft the basic bodice pattern. If you're interested, subscribe, and it works for all sizes, and I'm going to be using this basic bodice pattern on most of my tutorials that you'll be seeing. It will help you on how to draft the corsets. Yeah, so stay tuned. So these are the materials that we're going to use, as you see there, in the pattern paper, a pen, scissor, and a French curve. So that is me organizing my pattern paper. So you're going to begin by marking 1 inch. That is going to work as a shoulder line and a starting point. Yeah. So you have to mark that this is the shoulder line, as you're seeing there. Now we're going to mark the bust line, the under bust line. My bust is at 10 and the under bust is at 13, and my waist from the front it is 16. Yes. So you're going to mark those lines and you also label them, as you're seeing over there. So that's our bust line. And that's under bust line. And our waistline. And we shall stop on the waistline. Yes. Now we're going to mark 3 inches for the neck width and also 3 inches for the neck depth. I got my French curve and marked. Just in case you don't have a French curve, the rulers, the curves, they're there. You can purchase one, or I'll show you on how to draft even if you don't have a French curve. After I had to mark my shoulder, I divided my shoulder by 2, which was 14. Yeah. So I had to go down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope, as you're seeing there. Then I wanted to mark my armhole. For the armhole, you divide your bust measurement by 6. Then you add 1 inch. So mine was 7. It's hard to draw like that, as you're seeing. Then I had to label it my chest line. It's going to work as my chest line. And now, as I say, my armhole is at 7. So I had to divide that 7 by 2, which gave me 3.5. So I had to clearly mark that 3.5. Then I had to come in. No, sorry, that was a mistake. I had to come in by a half an inch. Then after that, I had to measure my bust measurement. I divided my bust measurement by 4, which was 8.5. So I had to measure that 8.5 over there, as you're seeing. Then I had to get my French curve to connect all those points, as you're clearly seeing it over there. This basic bodice pattern is very easy. So I had to mark my waist, which was at 7. I divided it by 4. It was 28, making it 7, as you're seeing over there. Now I was marking my dots. Had to go in by 3 3.5, starting from the bust line, then the under bust line up to the waistline, 3.5 as you're seeing over there. Then I made a straight line. So on that straight line, I put my meter rule over there. I had to mark a half inch on both sides. As you're seeing, half. Then I made my dart. You see? Then I'm going to get my scissor because we're almost done with the front part. So I'm going to get my scissor and cut. Yeah. So you have to cut very slowly and carefully so that you don't waste any material. You have to make sure you're extremely neat and extremely careful when it comes to cutting, because you can mess up. So that is me done with the cutting. You see how our bodice, the front part is looking. And now on the back part, still we had to measure 1 inch to work as our shoulder line. And I had to mark my shoulder measurements divided by 237. Yes, and I had to go down for the shoulder slope 1 inch. So I had to, the neck depth, the neck depth is 1 inch, and the neck width is 3 inches. So I had to get my curve as you're seeing over there. So I had to mark my measurements, the bust at 10, the under bust at 13, and the waist also at 16, as we had done on the front part. I had to mark my shoulder slope, as you're seeing over there. As you're seeing, the armhole still at 7. Usually the back part doesn't it doesn't differ from the front part that much. Usually it's only for the neck depth mainly. Yes. Even the armhole. So for the front part we had to go in by 1 inch, but for this case, for the back part, we don't go in. No, we don't. As you're seeing it over there. I got my curve, then I'm even almost done. So I'm going to mark my waist measurements. As you're seeing, I happen not to label on the marks, on the lines, because we had already labeled on the front part. Yeah, so just in case you're wondering how what are those lines for what, you can go back to the front part, then you see the meaning of those lines. So the dart, they don't change, didn't change anything. Yes, the back part doesn't differ from the front that as much. I had to draw my darts very neatly and correctly. Yes, then I got my pair of scissors, then had to cut. Had to cut carefully and neatly, as you're seeing over there. So don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share. Encourage me to make more and more tutorials. Yes, hit the subscribe button. Lean stitches. So that's our back part, and that is the front part. And I'm going to be using this